I twirl a stick. Basically, it's basically based in my world of art and stuff. My own self-made, self-built world of art. The ideas that I pick up, and I get I am to show I'm very happy with my creativity. It shows in my form of twirling a stick and throwing it up and down like this. And a lot of people find that immature, but I'm very much comfortable with it. My family disagrees with it, but I still do it because I feel I'm not committing any crime whatsoever, and I'm not harming anybody in doing so. To me, reality represents the ugliness of the way this world is, you know. And to me, my art and the world of art represents the beauty of it. As a little child, I always liked the world around me, and I was always curious about it, what it consists of, you know. I mean, I'm like, what are all these buildings? What are all these signs? What is this? What is that? And anything I took particular interest in, I wanted to put it down on paper. So that's pretty much how I started out, doing signs on buildings and signs out on the street and out on the expressway and all of that. Because as I was riding along in my family's car and whatnot, I used to always stare at the signs, stare at the cars, stare at the buildings, just soak it all in and take it all in and remember it. As I was growing up, I seen a lot of kids. They didn't have all the options that I had when I was coming up. A lot of them were playing basketball in the street and stuff, pitching pennies on the sidewalk, joining gangs, and a lot of those things I saw them do, I never did. I guess that's why I was always treated as an outcast, always called crazy, silly, stupid, retarded, because I was never one of them. I was never a part of the in crowd, because to me the in crowd is the out crowd. I don't associate with the world or the things of this world or the way the people in this world act.
Kenny Williams is a very wonderful person, I think. When I think about him in terms of my experiences in Threshold South and at the Open Art Studio, he is one of the stronger personalities I know.
Thresholds is a good program. It helps to keep you out of the hospital.
We serve adults with a serious mental illness. We are part of a larger agency. This is our Southside Day Program location. Kenny has been a member of Thresholds for several years. He's used the program for many of his own personal goals throughout the years, and he's kind of grown and matured while coming here. The program that we provide here is basically a safe place for people with mental illness to come and relax, and it's not institutional. It's a place for them to build and grow in their own way according to whatever their goals are, and art is a big part of that.
The Open Art Studio is very important to the people who come. It's constant, it's comfortable, it's safe. They're not being judged, they're not being told what to do. They listen to music they like, they hang out, they socialize. Then the art making happens, and it's almost an afterthought for a lot of people. That's not even why they're there, but they do it. And once they start making art and people come down and say, hey, wow, I didn't know you could do that. They're like, oh, yeah, I didn't know I could do that either. And then they try more and more and more, and you have this kind of gradual building of confidence and skills and ability. And I've seen it in person after person after person. And it's really phenomenal. The thing that binds them together is twofold. One, they want to be there, they're interested in learning about art and making art. And two, they're members at Thresholds, which means they have a mental illness. And that just is kind of de facto because of where the group operates. But the group itself, the people, and I say group now, it's the actual dynamic of people who are there, are an incredibly diverse lot of very wonderful and compassionate people.
Da, 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 da.
And now this is Boss Nass. He's head of the underwater Gungan city where Jar Jar lives. And this is Watto. And this is Darth Maul.
Do I remember them all? I am more familiar with them than I ever have been before.
Okay, so one of the Jawas. These are the creatures native to Luke Skywalker's home planet Tatooine. They fix and sell lost droids and sell them to local farmers. Is that camera working?
The drop-in arts group at Threshold South, you can do whatever area of art that you feel most comfortable with and excel at it. That's why I like that workshop, and I feel very, very comfortable with it every time it starts. You know, it's not set up like, well, take a look, folks. This is the project we're gonna do today. We're all gonna take part in this. It's not like that, and I thank God it isn't, because it's an art shop. It's an art workshop basically for those who like to do their own art their own way.
Kenny's a big personality.
Okay, it's time to get busy.
His presence is kind of larger than life. I would say he's an art star in our little world. His personality is wonderful. He's a great listener. He's a very supportive friend. He's incredibly encouraging and generous with everyone, and the least judgmental person I've ever met.
So what's that you're doing, Kathy? Get a good look. Look like you were drawing some rocks there.
No, those are wood chips. They got wood chips.
Yeah, because they look like rocks from a distance.
Yeah.
Well, you have to tell Kenny what part. And so he's kind of a magnet that holds people together, but also attracts new people. Cut out the pictures.
Nice bicycle, Alfredo. I like that.
Most of them are already pre-cut out. When a new person comes in and is feeling a little bit, Kenny will make some sort of comment about, oh, I really like what you're doing.
I like that little tic-tac-toe right there.
Do you want white paper? So I think he's also very sensitive to the dynamic, which I'm constantly impressed by, because that's I think a special skill to be able to notice when people need to be lifted up. Kenny Williams' work is very distinctive. I believe that the first word I have to use is Chicago. He's very interested and inspired by and motivated by the city in which he lives. And most of his work is about Chicago, and it looks like Chicago, but it's through Kenny's own filter. And that filter is he sees places, locations, streets that could look better. And he gets around the city a lot, and he knows what better is in his own mind. And so in his artwork, he's in urban renewal process. He's constantly fixing up the city according to his own specifications, putting in better buildings, nicer stores, better lighting. So what he creates in his art is this very beautiful and idealistic representation of our city. And he does it with a lot of love and a lot of detail. It's amazing because it's incredibly well observed, but it's completely from his imagination. And the observation comes from daily life. I think he's just taking it all in as he lives his life and gets from place to place and remembers it and kind of distills it. And then he sits down in a basement in Threshold South and does this giant picture, lovingly creating every single brick, naming every intersection. And people are always floored that he wasn't sitting in front of that place. So it's a very personal vision of Chicago, kind of dreamed up Chicago, but very grounded and what makes Chicago distinctive in its architecture and its sense of place.
So this is like an old vacant parking lot, and my vision of what they should do with it. I mean, like, every time I walk past this site from work, I see it vacant. But they'd also build a new headquarters for the University of Chicago Press. And I walk past this area, and I mean, like, they should be putting some housing on here. They should put something on that lot, you know? Put something on there that people can use, where people can work, people can live, you know? Another typical day at work at the Dorchester House with Tri-Service Cleaning. Well, basically, I'm a part-time janitor. I do inside and outside work, like mowing the lawn and blowing the snow, buffing and stripping the floors, cleaning the elevator. It's good exercise, although it's very tiresome. It's got to spend the whole day in the hot sun doing it. And it's like there are times I come out cutting the grass, and there'll be some members asking me, "Hey Kenny, are you tired? You need something to eat, a little something to drink?" It's like they're very responsive to me and whatnot, and it's like they realize what I go through every workday trying to keep this place clean for them. That way they'll get a good night rest knowing that it's clean. Yeah, it's a heavy responsibility, but I'm more than ready for it. The Lord prepares me for it, you know. It's like I put my day into his hands, and he prepares me along the way for it, although I don't know what's coming. It's like he gives me all the strength and the strength and the determination I need to prepare for it. Go some more here. Alrighty. I'm responsible for cleaning this whole building, inside and out. It's a daunting, grueling task, but I'm more than happy to do it.
Would it be alright with you if Jesus came back now? Would you be ready to go? Would you stay here on the ground? Won't be very long till we hear that trumpet sound. Would it be alright with you if Jesus came back now? Would it be alright with you if Jesus came back now? Would you be ready to go? Would you stay here on the ground? Won't be very long till we hear that trumpet sound. Would it be alright with you if Jesus came back now? Would it be alright with you if Jesus came back now? Would you be ready to go? Would you stay here on the ground?
He always was getting up early, staying up late, going away from the disciples, going in solitude, going on 40-day fast. And the 40-day fast recorded in Matthew is not the only one he went on. That was one to show us for an example. This Bible could not contain all the miracles and everything that Jesus did. We would never get finished reading it. But it's in here as an example unto us. Some of us keep on saying we're going on a fast. We've been going on a fast since I don't know when.
I feel that my art is my connection with God himself. And I feel I can commune with him through my art, talk to him through my art. Because he had given me that skill to use freely, and the Lord freely gives. Past my favorite neighborhood up here, Cabrini Green. Basically looking out the window trying to see what ideas I can collect for my next piece of work. I really and truly love Winifred as a friend and as a sister of Christ. and whatnot. She's done a lot for me over the past 12 years. She had also told me that she was also an artist and a writer, and that was an automatic turn on for me.
All this talk about drawing made me want to draw.
I got shot, and the doctor told me the place of the brain where the bullet hit me on the outside of the skull, and it gave me a concussion. And the doctor told I got shot with a hollow point, the kind of bullet that blows up. And he said that the place where or the brain where it hit me at controls the imagination. I got incarcerated when I was younger for doing something that I shouldn't have been doing, and I didn't want to get into the things that were happening there. So the only thing I could think about was church, and give me some pencils and stuff and start working. I had never drawn before. I could only draw stick people. And I started drawing while we were on the tier one day because I didn't want to fight over what was on the TV or fight over who was going to use the telephone or anything like that. So I started drawing. One of the teachers there saw me, and he went, this is really good. So he gave me some color pencils. And that's how I got started, and I kept it going because once I got started, I liked it.
That's why I thank God and the good Lord above for her friendship and her creativity.
Kenny's work attracts people for a couple of reasons, I believe. The first reason is that it's so Chicago. And most of the people who see it are seeing it in Chicago. And I haven't lived in many places, but Chicago people are very proud to be from Chicago. There's a real strong sense of belonging to this city and pride in it as a place. And when people look at Kenny's work, they see Chicago, and I think they respond, hey, I know that intersection. Oh, that looks just like my block. Those street lights, they're everywhere. And so there's an identification that happens. And I think once people identify with artwork, then they're open to so much more. And they're happy pictures. He pays a lot of attention to the sky, even though it's a city picture. The time of day is considered. I've never seen a stormy sky in one of his pictures. It's always blue sky, white puffy clouds, sun, twinkling stars. And so there's a pervasive sense of hope, I think, in this new Chicago vision. And people like that. We all like a happy ending in a movie and a happy picture.
What's happening here tonight is that I'm having a month and a half long art exhibit here at the Judy Sassone Gallery. This is the first day of the exhibit. It's on. Well, I like to go it straight. That is a classic house, don't you think? I like to hear criticism of my work, and people tell me what they get out of what I put on the drawings and everything, Oh, everything is going terrific. It's like I'm getting a chance to make new friends as I explain my work to the viewers and what my work stands for. I think that's pretty much it.
Okay. Do you want to tell me about some of your noises?
The noises?
I'd like it if you did. I love your noises.
Well, basically, when I think of long hair on a nice woman or women in general, like yourself, for instance, I basically go cake. I think of cake frosting and whatnot. And one time, my cousin Sean, he had cut my hair all the way to the scalp. And I was so embarrassed one time, and he used to rub my head and go, ball skin, ball skin, ball skin, ball skin, ball. I was so embarrassed when he said that, and it's like anytime I see a man with a bald spot in his head or I see a bald head, I say that.
That's what gives me that idea. And anytime I go, no, 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 I get that from my father when he was correcting me on my homework one time, and I had some incorrect answers. He would just shake his head and go, no, 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 and he would say, try it again, no, 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 no. And this thing when I go, basically, I got that from my brother, Michael, who is dead now. And I say that to remember him by when he had woke me up one morning playing with these Transformers action figures, flying them all over the room, going, and even when I was wide awake and I saw him playing with them, he would go, and I'd be like, will you knock that off? I'm trying to sleep. And he would keep going, stop it, will you? Shut up. And when I saw the cartoon for myself, I heard that exact same noise that he was making. It did not, and it became a very part of my personality. And a lot of people like it when I say it. I always say that when I'm in a real great mood and stuff, and when I'm happy with myself. And I also had this Halloween song that would go something like this here. Jack-o'-lantern, big and yellow. Jack-o'-lantern, funny fellow. Shining in the night with your candlelight. Scaring all the witches with your boo, boo, boo. Now this is a good for nothing job and it stinks.